With the overturning of Roe versus Wade and many of the states having laws that immediately would kick in, have kicked in, including my own, that outlaw the provision of abortions across the board, really without any exceptions. You have to wonder, you have to ask the question, why abortion? There are issues in our country that are killing people all the time. Fentanyl, all across the country, is killing people. Just a wave, and many people who are dying from drug overdoses. Lack of medical care is killing people all across the country. Nobody knows how many, because you don't know how many would have lived if they had had access to medical care. But I'm particularly familiar with that, having a close friend having died because she couldn't have access to medical care. And of course, before we go into it, you'll have conservatives saying, there's medical care for everybody. It's the emergency room. Well, if you have a chronic medical condition, try going to the emergency room to have that medical condition taken care of. Or if you have a sudden medical condition, it's the question of, if you get to the emergency room and you have undiagnosed cancer that's eating up the body, you have to get treatment, but will you get treatment for the disease, or will you get treatment for the symptoms? Because it's fast, easier, and cheaper just to give a person some oxycodone and send them home, and just give a little bit of treatment for the symptoms, and that doesn't cost very much at all. But finding out what the disease is, that's expensive when you have a person with no medical insurance. So these other issues are killing people as well. So why the litmus test? Why the absolute unvarying focus on abortion? And I think the answer is very clear. It is that it takes nothing to be pro-life. You can, all it takes is self-righteousness and condemnation, and you're pro-life. It's great. For example, the other two that I mentioned, no access to medical care and fentanyl. Say you want to have an impact on those problems. Well, fentanyl, the issues of drug addiction are just chronic and complicated and messy. Goodness, the issue of people not having access to medical care, that's expensive, and it's goodness, and it deals in policy and insurance companies and Medicaid and Medicare. It's tremendously complicated and difficult. However, abortion, the person that you are claiming to have all this desperate concern about, is inside the mother. You cannot give him clothes. You cannot give him the things that he needs. He will take the things he needs from the mother. All you need to do is point out these welfare queens. I'll tell you what, it's not just poor people that are having sex. Everybody's having sex. The difference is who has access to remedial services. And wealthy people, these laws that my state and any state are passing to restrict the supply of abortion without restricting the demand, these laws have no effect on a woman of means. She can make an appointment, get on an airplane, check into a hotel, have the abortion, have her recovery at that hotel, and fly home, and it is just as accessible as it's always been. And it's only individuals who do not have means, and these are the people who conservatives, all their policies are always designed to keep people in their place and conserve privilege, conserve society as it is. You'll notice that the people who are not conservative are the people for whom society is not working, and for crazy people like me. So if you're a conservative and you're trying to conserve the way things are, you want society to remain the way it is because it works for that person. And a liberal is a person who recognizes that society isn't working for everybody. Government policy is not working for everybody. The society is not being used to lift everyone, but only the select who have power and money. And that's what Democrats are focused on. Why? You might say it's because they're crazy, but more than that, it's because they see the difference between right and wrong. And conservatives are looking to keep things the way they are, keep any system of morality, keep any system of government, keep any system of the courts, keep any system of the prisons, keep it all the way it is because it works for them. Therefore, abortion is the ideal. It doesn't take anything to be pro-life. If any of the other, most all of the other social ills, if you want to do something about them, it will take a lot of work to fix these problems. Abortion isn't like that. It doesn't take anything if you're going to be pro-life. The answer that doesn't work and crushes people and makes people's lives miserable is the one we're pursuing, and that is to restrict the supply of abortions. That puts extra work, extra effort, extra difficulties on the poorest Americans, and doesn't bother the wealthier Americans.